Aaron, you guys just announced the Ryan McMahon trade. Just what do you like about him?
Yeah, really excited. Been an all-star third baseman, really good defender. Has had some ups and downs offensively this year. Really feel like, I know over the last month he's really swinging the bat well. But he's a presence and can really defend over there at third and has for a number of years. So we're excited to get him. I haven't talked to him yet. I'm trying to get a hold of him right now as it's just kind of become official. So, but we're excited.
I assume with having not talked to him, you're not quite sure when he'll be here yet.
Yeah, not sure. That's him.
Jake, on the right.
When you have a player like that who's spent a lot of time now not playing in competitive games necessarily in high-stress environments to the same extent as it is here, not in playoff races, what is kind of your responsibility, the staff's responsibility, to get a player like that prepared for what it's going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps having gone through it as a player. I was acquired at the deadline, so it's something that I'm very sensitive to and try to be really understanding to. Everyone's different, and you're leaving a place maybe where you've been your entire career. So hopefully, the environment is a great thing for him, that he falls into that and doesn't have to be the guy and just, go do your thing, go find the role. But it's our job, my job, staff, coaches, players to, make sure they're first of all, welcomed and get them as comfortable as possible as soon as possible. It's not just the baseball front. It's obviously meeting new teammates and coaches and the routine of the day and finding, something that's you take for granted every day when you've been a place a long time, where you walk, when you're going in to flip and do your stuff in the cages. So trying to grease those skids as best we can. But then it's moving a family and finding a place to live. Like, there's life outside of it too. So trying as best we can organizationally, from my standpoint, of getting them, to where it's just getting them into their routine and getting them normal and acclimated. And it's on all of us to make that happen.
Max.
How did Luis come through that last rehab start, and what's the next step?
Yeah, good. I haven't seen him yet here today, so he'll have his side. I know this time getting ready for the next one. Probably a good chance he makes another one, but we haven't made any final decisions on that, and we'll kind of work through with his next side and everything.
Larry, on the right.
This is a question about the kid in the Little League who got suspended for a bat flip. He went to court and won after because he flipped the bat in a home run. Just were you aware of that? And then is it hard to believe nowadays that so much is being made of a bat flip in Little League, or is it just one of those traditional things in baseball?
Yeah, I really don't want to speak out of turn because I'm not sure what you're talking about, so I apologize for that.
Okay, he played Thursday. He got suspended for a bat flip in a sectional Little League game. I mean, do you think it's really hard to conceive that people in Little League are making so much big deal in bat flip?
Yeah, maybe, but again, I don't want to. I don't know what the rules are in a specific thing. I don't know what it looked like. So I feel better not saying anything when I don't know really any of the details on it.
Okay.
Peter.
Aaron, you talked the other night about the importance of kind of shoring up your team defense.
Mm-hmm.
How does McMahon affect that? And also with Volpe next to him on that left side, I know you've been a defender of his throughout. So where do you see what's the importance of him kind of getting that straightened out now for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I expect, and it needs to be one of our strengths is now bringing in a McMahon. And with Anthony, we need them to play, the way they're capable of playing and how we expect them to play. And if they do, that becomes a strength. And we need that to happen. So, look, I think you go around the diamond with us. I think we have a number of really good defenders, especially on most nights, depending on the lineup, including, you look at our lineup tonight and the defenders at every position, I would you feel very comfortable about. So, obviously we're coming off a series where we did not play well in that regard, and we had our last game was not good at all, right? Probably cost us the game. But I also think it's important to okay, that happened. What should happen moving forward? And, it's something that we work very hard on. We got to continue to, and there's no reason to think we can't be a really good defensive club moving forward, which I think we have been much of the year too, with some series mixed in here where we've made some mistakes.
On your left.
Aaron, similar to that, how much can a good defensive third baseman help a shortstop? Just in general, like having a guy that's good playing next to you.
Yeah, doesn't hurt. You want to be strong at every position, but the reality is the way Peraza's been playing at third base, he's really good over there. So, I think it helps to some degree. Anytime you have, good players next to you, I think that's helpful. But it all comes down to you doing your job, ultimately.
Chris.
I know lineup balance is important to you. Do you feel like you're a little too left-handed now?
No, and I feel like as the roster evolves and changes, hopefully it puts us in a better position to have more interchangeable parts that can offset some of that in a given night where, you're making a move against a bullpen guy because you have bench flexibility, I think for the most part we've handled lefties okay with a lot of our lefties. Obviously, getting G back over the last month, what Goldie's been, as good as Belly's been against lefties, and obviously Judge. Volpe's done well against lefties for the most part this year. So I feel like we should be very viable against lefties, but we'll see how the roster continues to evolve.
And then secondly, what have you thought of Jason's defense, especially since that series against the Mets earlier a few weeks ago?
Yeah. I feel like he's come a long way. He's made a couple mistakes out there, probably in the Toronto series, the Mets series. Although the Mets play where the ball goes, that can happen to the best. You hit a rocket, sometimes it freezes you in your tracks if you don't read it perfect. But I do feel like Jason's come a long way from where he was certainly at the end of last year, where he was in spring training. I feel like he's done a lot of really good things out there. He continues to work really hard at it, and I continue to maintain that when that day he becomes a finished product out there and has that true experience, he should end up being very good out there. He's still, there's still some bumps in the road that have happened along the way, but I feel like he has come a long way.
On your right, Dave.
Aaron, you got a comp for McMahon, third base. You were a good third baseman at comp in the last few years. Anybody?
No, I don't know. I know there's real offensive potential in there. I know he's had offensive success, as well as some struggles there, over the last calendar year too. Feel like seems like over the last month he's really started to swing the bat like he's capable because he can impact the ball, he can control the strike zone. He's had some swing and miss, that have probably hurt him a little bit, but then he can really defend over there. He's just the handful of times that we've played against him that I watch him, you're like, that's what it should look like over there. He moves really well, and has that prototypical good third base thing.
Gary, then Pete.
Did Leiter get his leg reimaged yet? Or
Yeah.
how did that look?
Good. Where it needs to be. I think he's throwing aside today. So I know he feels good and he's excited. So hopefully if he has a side today, he'd probably have another one Sunday or Monday. And then if there's another one or there's a live or a rehab game, we'll go from there. But he's doing pretty well.
Is that touch and feel today, or
I
more
think,
of a full
no,
go?
real go. Feel and feel.
Pete.
And Aaron, is there anything new on Yarbrough and Cruz's progress?
Yeah, Yarbrough's he's actually got a touch and feel. I feel like today. I think Yarbrough does. He's doing well. He's finally when obviously I haven't seen him in 10 days with us, the All-Star game and then the road trip. and I know he finally feels like he's through it, and now it's just getting built up. Cruz is doing really well. He started his throwing program. He's off today with the idea he'll throw the next 3 in a row. He just threw his first back-to-back the last 2 days. So the hope is that he would be on the mound sometime next week.
On the right.
Obviously, Peraza had gotten a share of the starts at third. Does this move, where do you see it kind of changing his role?
Well, I mean, it changes it, but we'll see.
Like, is he a guy who could fill in around the infield now, or it's just wait and see?
Yeah, I mean, he already can. I mean, Oz has been a really good defender for us, especially at third. So hopefully this puts him in a little bit better role, too, moving forward.